Hey, I'm Caitlin.
And I'm Kenzie.
And welcome to the Wally Show precast.
Hey, one of my favorites so far.
So cute.
Yeah, people just like you doing our open here, and you can do that again if you get the Way FM app. You can leave us a voicemail, in essence, there, so an audio clip of you introducing the podcast, saying whatever you want to say. Do what you will with it because it's your time. You're famous for, a few seconds there. So congratulations. There's a bunch of stuff, man, that we did not have time to get to in the show today, so we'll talk about some of that right here in the precast. One of the things, this hit me coming in today. We were talking about yesterday, actually, on the podcast and on the show about the things we struggle to believe about God, and that kept resonating in my head like throughout the day. And I was coming in this morning, and I was sitting at the light, and it started dawning on me because I was talking about the conversation we have about praying for other people and stuff. And I think in my own life, I don't pray as much about like the silly things. Like as we were talking about praying for some friends of ours that, like they were having a baby, and I'm like, well, why are you praying for that? Everything's fine.
That's not a silly thing.
Well, no, I'm saying that why do you pray for that? There's nothing wrong. So like to me, it's like, oh, you pray when something's wrong versus having that constant just prayer life with God throughout the day. Because for me, in this weird twisted mind that I have, I go, well, he doesn't need to be bothered with things that aren't an issue, things that are small, insignificant, or things that are okay. Why does he need to worry about that? Does he have the bandwidth to cover all of this? He's got a lot of big world issues going on that he needs to, focus on. But that's not how God works, even remotely how God works.
Like, do you get annoyed when Haley just has a conversation with you and talks about things that,
Exactly. That was exactly the point that came to mind, was like, I love when Haley comes to me with nonsense. I love when she talks to me just about the little things in her life. The big crises, I'm not as big of a fan of, quite honestly, dealing with her. But like the little things, or when she's just telling me about her day, or when she's just happy and wants to tell me something first or share news with me, I love that. And so Zach said something yesterday. I don't even know if it made I don't think it made the show or the podcast, but we're talking about how so many times you can understand your relationship with God better if you put it into that father-child relationship or mother-child relationship that we have here on earth.
Yeah, although the one caveat is if you don't have a good father figure in your life.
Correct.
Like that's why it jacks people up so much, because a lot of times you see God as you see your father. But yeah, I think God created us with that family structure so that we could better understand him.
Yeah, because for me, like if I get excited when she's just telling me about something, because it's that relationship and that's how you build a relationship, then I think that the same would hold true with God. If we're created in his image and his likeness, I would think there's a lot of things about him or aspects about him that we have and that we share, that we should share. And I think that's one of them.
And I think that's the closest we can understand of an unconditional love situation where, like, in normal cases, the parent's going to love the kid no matter what the kid does. Yeah. And that's the only way we can start to understand God's love for us.
And even inside of loving your kid, what we call unconditional, there's still conditions in it. Right. Like, because we don't love perfectly. And that's why it's so hard to understand how God can truly love us through all of our mess, through all of our mistakes, through all of our thousandth time of saying I'm sorry for the same thing, how he can still love us beyond all of that, which is amazing to me. So that was just something that I was like kind of reflecting on from the show yesterday that kind of resonated with me and hit me. So I don't know if it did with anybody else, but it was like, I take the stuff in the show and I don't just forget about it after the show. Like a lot of time I ponder this stuff and it comes back around sometimes. So one of the things that we didn't get to talk to also today, Zach actually came up with a few stories. Normally, Becca is our news lady, and these were a couple that Zach found that I
was not trying to do her job.
I love, because he was bringing these stories up today, and I love immediately, he's like, I wasn't just looking for stories for you because I didn't think yours were good enough. He knows how deep my insecurities are. And there was that thought that crossed my mind, but Zach is just a student of life and a...
Look at her trying to justify everything.
I skim the headlines every day, regardless of if we're doing a radio show or not.
Right.
And these were just interesting stories.
And it's so funny because when, like, if I'm not doing the show, I don't watch any news. I don't read any news. I have no idea. Like, when I go on vacation, I don't look at anything. It's like the world could have ended and I would have to get a memo on it on Monday when I get back. Like, I only look at that stuff just because of what we do for a living. But Zach is like a news file and a guy that's always seeking stuff like that out. So what did you find that Becca should have covered today?
A couple big ones. I don't know how they...
I wonder why Becca has issues.
Yeah, maybe this isn't all my problem.
This is a crazy story. There was a family going on a trip that they were calling a bucket list trip. The dad had throat cancer and is going to die any day now.
Oh, wow.
And so he wanted to take one last trip with his family. And they board the plane, and later, like, a service dog comes on, and the boy has a crazy allergic reaction to the dog and is breaking out in hives. And
oh, wow.
It was a crazy situation. And after 90 minutes of trying to get stuff figured out, they were finally like, we have to escort him off the plane because this isn't going to work.
So they were sitting basically at the gate or the tarmac or whatever for like 90 minutes.
Yeah, they were boarding. And so they start going off the plane, and people on the plane, like in the back, start applauding.
Oh, boo.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, and you know they probably didn't know the story,
Right.
but you're so consumed with yourself, and I have to get here. Like, we were on a flight where a girl had a medical emergency. We had to divert 3.5 hours back, sit on the tarmac for 3 hours, and then take off. It added 6 hours, over 6 hours, to a 13-hour flight. So it was
It was really rough, but none of us would have like slow clapped her off the plane.
No, not at all.
No, especially because I heard people complaining about it, like in seats around me, and even when they found out what it was, they were like, "Really? Well, the parents shouldn't have brought her on this flight anyway." I swear to you, I swear to you
that drives me nuts because most of the time you can't predict that stuff.
Right.
And B, even if you could, like at a certain point, you just have to get from point A to point B.
Right.
It might be a desperate situation. You just don't know the story.
Well, and that too. What if these people applauding, what if it was some of them were part of a group or a family and they had a close member of their family pass away and they needed to get to that funeral?
Yeah, they were gonna
so does
miss a
that
funeral.
justify?
Nah, it's true. That's a good call. You never
I don't think it
that story
does.
either.
Like,
Or are we being horrible people here? And it's like, when a quarterback or a player on the football field gets hurt and they walk him off the field and
Right.
everyone claps like, yeah,
Right.
you're
It's just
all
good
right.
sportsmanship.
Yeah, maybe. I don't think it was.
No. People like their flights on time.
Oh, yeah. Everywhere but on a plane could you make that justification. A plane, people are just nasty, man.
what I don't understand also is if this young boy was having that big of an allergic reaction, I wouldn't want to stay on the plane. I wouldn't want to go on this trip because I'm thinking something's wrong. We need an EpiPen. We need something.
Yeah. And they were
'cause
glad to get
that's
off the
not
plane.
right.
Like, they're not mad
Yeah.
at the airline or anything. It does make me wonder, why did it take 90 minutes to get that figured out? But
Yeah.
those situations are always confusing.
Maybe they were trying to rearrange first. So say,
Right.
okay, we'll put the boy and his family in the front row and the dog in the back row and just see if that calms it down. And then you kind of wait for the allergic reaction to go down. Like, there's a lot of things that they might have tried. And maybe this was a new reaction for him, too.
I am the first to get upset about things that inconvenience me. Like, I get really hyper agitated by dumb things, people waiting in line or being oblivious to other people that are trying to get something done or cutting you off or just little things like that bother me. But I do try to be more sensitive to okay, what is that person going through? Like, I'm trying to get better at thinking, all right, it's not all about me, and B, there's probably way more to this story than you know. And especially when you're on a plane and you hear somebody say something that's so jarring like that group that's like, well, their parents should have brought her on here anyway. It makes you be overly sensitive.
Yeah.
So sometimes that jerk is the person that can kind of pull you out of going down a modified version of that, and then you become more sensitive to it.
And I think it is good to approach every situation with that grace and trying
I know,
to.
but I don't.
It's hard. Like I've tried to more when people just fly by me on the interstate, being like, okay, well, maybe there's a medical emergency they're trying to get
Happened to me this morning. Happened to me. A lunatic flew by me.
I bet I know what color her car was.
Did I pass you on the way in?
Funny. Yeah, you were going so fast you couldn't even see my truck.
Oh, I didn't even see you.
Yeah. Whoosh.
I was doing 80. That's
I know.
the
My
speed
truck
limit.
kind of wobbled. I'm like, what
That's
happened?
why I'm trying to imagine someone flying by Becca.
Yeah.
Like, are they in a spaceship?
Yeah, you did fly by me today because I had I don't want to sound overly religious, but like I was kind of praying through some stuff today, and so like I usually set my cruise control at 79.
See, that's what I did. So it's not like I was flying.
Yeah, like today I think it was 69. So I was like the old man on the highway, and I just see Becca go whoosh.
Well, that's not my fault.
Yeah, I know. Oh no, it's not your fault.
You shouldn't
but
have been praying.
I'm like, well, at least she's gonna. At least
You
she's
should
gonna
have been speeding.
Yes. I was like, she'll at least beat me to work today. That'll feel good for her. All right. So.
Oh my gosh,
terrible.
don't listen to anything he says.
Especially after
Becca.
just like 2 weeks ago, we had the conversation where we arrive within minutes of each other, but still we like try to sit down and act like we've been there forever.
Yeah.
He has been beating me lately, though.
Yeah.
I've had a couple this week, though.
Yeah.
where I've been
We go back and forth.
How does this turn
You should
into a
keep it-
competition?
Why do we not have a scorecard in the office where you just put a hash mark in every time you
That's
show
not a
up
bad
early?
idea.
Can we do
it.
a sticker chart? 'Cause
No.
that'd be better.
Yes! Oh, that'd be
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
And their little cars.
And whoever gets in the most during that week first, that other person has to take them to lunch like over a 2-week period.
Yes.
or
Yes.
something.
Oh, and the whole group.
Nope, not that.
Only if you come in at 4:30 like the rest of
You
us.
want to come in early, Rock?
No.
Wally's going to start showing up at 2 in the morning just so he can win. I've got to win.
I know. I do like to win stuff.
You're going to sleep over. You're going to have a cot.
So another story that Becca missed today in news that we were all a little shocked about is the lion crisis that's happening in Africa.
Yeah, so remember the dentist who got all kinds of heat for killing Cecil the lion and, the trophy
rest in
lion?
peace.
Death threats, like
everything.
the people went crazy because they killed like Zimbabwe's famous or favorite lion or something. I have
Right,
no
so
idea.
everyone wanting to protect the lion. So the rule of unintended consequences, now they're saying in some parts of Zimbabwe, the lions are actually overpopulating.
Oh, good
and
grief.
because people aren't going on the hunting trips anymore because they don't
Right.
want to be... Like the picture of
Vilified.
them with a lion like could be death for their career, and so people just aren't doing it now. And now the lions are overtaking the other populations of stuff, and they might have to do a culling where they kill 200 lions just to try to maintain balance.
Oh my
Because
gosh.
people got worked out about one lion that was killed. Now you just killed 200 lions. Way to go, PETA. Enjoy that work. You did some great work there.
Well, think of all the antelopes and zebras and things that are getting eaten by the excess of lions.
It's anarchy over there, man. There's just
It's
blood
a jungle
everywhere
out there.
It's just blood on the plains, man. That dentist was a hero.
Not going
Wally
there.
at allwally.com.
Oh, I have an idea. Like they should just to satisfy everybody, because the guy's already a villain in most people's mind, and they need to kill 200 lions. Just send that guy to do it, like because then everyone already hates the guy, so that's fine. Then you get the lions killed, and he gets to like sit there with 200 lion rugs afterwards in his dentist's office or something and be all happy.
But of course, 200 lions, and he'll probably pick the second favorite lion.
Yeah, they'll be like, okay, we need you to shoot 200 lions, but not this one.
Yes, this one.
What?
Yeah, exactly. That's the first one he gets.
Nothing is safer than safety.
Oh my goodness! All right, you know what? Oh, whoa, whoa! I know we're running short on time here for the precast, but we
Are
have,
we?
No, we're not. There's no time limit.
No, there is. I want to get out of here, and we have like
It's Friday. That's right.
Oh, we have-
14 meetings today.
We have 3 meetings in a row.
Yeah,
so
like-
14.
Well, I know. That's
Not to sound dramatic, but
3 meetings in a row is 14 meetings to me.
Why would he call me dramatic sometimes?
Yeah. So, real quick, we have to address this. One of the things we're looking at for our upcoming event with Bloodwater is doing like this cool Mud Love bracelet.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, there, you know where I'm going. This Mud Love bracelet that Zach actually has one, and they're really, really a cool thing. And he got it, to remember his son Samuel.
A friend ordered it for us, which was a
Is that what it
great
was?
idea. Yeah.
And you're not a bracelet guy,
No.
but it's really a cool looking bracelet too. And like I love that thing. And it's simple. So we were talking about doing something with Bloodwater and doing a bracelet for people, to remind them of what they did in supporting people and this, that, and the other. I think it's a great thing. But as Zach was showing it to us today, he was walking out and he's like, yeah, and if Bachelor Ben has one, it's good enough for everyone.
Because he proudly wears it on. Well, again, I'm friends with people from his hometown, and so they're posting
Right.
stories. And he visited the place where they
Yeah.
make them, and he wears his that says Hope all day.
See,
That
that's
was
the
it.
thing.
There it is.
Yeah, I wonder what his even says, because it's not like they zoom in and focus on
Hope.
it. And Zach's like, oh, it says Hope.
Yeah.
Because
I
if you
should
go to
not know this.
mudlove.com, they talk about it and
Right.
they have pictures of him.
No,
Zach
you're
went
just
from
a fan.
Zach went from never watching The Bachelor to all of a sudden knowing what The Bachelor's bracelet says, knowing his blood type, how many cavities he had as a child. You are way too into this Bachelor.
He is a good man. And they're doing a campaign that for every bracelet you buy, it benefits people in Honduras.
Oh, does it
the
really?
Bachelor Ben one, yeah.
Oh, that's
They're
cool.
doing a
Bachelor
special.
Ben? You love Bachelor Ben.
He's so great.
He is awesome. This is what I'm kind of bummed about on The Bachelor coming up. It's the fantasy suite episode where it's like, ooh, you can forego your rooms and stay in the fantasy suite, and it gets all salacious. I hope that he takes the high road on this, because I know that there are people that have taken that suite and done bad things in there, and there are other people that haven't, and it's been a chance to talk off of camera. I hope that he not only takes the opportunity to go, look, this is just a time for us to talk away from camera and to get to know each other on that level, and I hope that he does that personally, but then I hope that he doesn't let something out there just slide, like let people think something else is going to happen.
Yeah, I was thinking about this, and I kind of just wish it weren't such an all or nothing scenario,
Right.
because, like, I do respect it when they're like, oh, we just want to talk. You know, it's a chance to be off camera. But at the same time, you're like, okay, but are you really going to talk? And I wish that there was a way to have some kind of accountability where you're like, oh, yeah, they need alone time, but you know that nothing salacious is happening.
And the crazy thing about it is you don't need that mechanic. That mechanic is not needed. The show has already had enough drama. The show's already gone through hometowns, all of that stuff. This is just and it's not by no means, a Christian show. It's not designed for people like that or whatever. But it's like, it's designed as a show to get ratings and you be salacious with it, but to me it's like this is one episode of the show that they don't need, that when they introduce it they actually alienate a segment of society that would probably watch their show more without that one mechanic in it. And I think by taking that mechanic out, I don't think you would lose the people that already like the show. I think you could actually open up your audience more by taking that out, because it's not needed.
I just wish there was a mechanic to let them have that time to get to know each other when they're not on camera, because it's already such a weird situation, and if you expect it to be successful, you do have to have a little bit of time when not the world isn't watching.
Right.
But a way to do that without it being like this, we're going to a hotel room.
Yeah, so I'm curious what we'll be able to talk about on Monday when Zach gives us his Bachelor report.
He'll be watching.
Oh, that's what we should do next season. Is every Monday, every Tuesday, Zach has to give us a Bachelor update.
Zach's begrudging Bachelor report.
Yes. Oh, I would love this. Okay, we might have to do that. That could be delightful. All right, that's going to do it for the precast today as we get on to one of our 1,300 meetings. See what I did there? One of the first things I noticed about Becca when I first met her years ago, before she even came to work for us here when she was an intern, is that she feared everything. Like, you had a lot of just fear, irrational fears and things like that I was surprised about.
Some are rational and some are getting better. Like my fear of the dark
Yes.
is better. My fear of mushrooms, I'm still working through.
See, that's irrational.
They're slimy and suspicious. But I have noticed that I've gotten some new ones.
Oh, really? Because
yeah.
I was thinking you were like getting better.
No, I know. It's progressing in both directions. I now have this new fear of pumping gas. Because so many
Really?
things can go wrong, and so I've been trying to time
Like,
it
what
out.
could go wrong?
It could explode.
It's
That's a
probably
real
not
thing.
gonna happen.
But it could.
If you-
And the other day, I accidentally splashed them outside the
Right.
tank, and I almost didn't want to drive home because I thought something could happen.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
No, it's not going to...
I don't know, though, because you always see
know.
those warnings. They're there for a reason.
Well, you're not alone. Like, people fear a lot of different things, okay? And it's easy to say, well, just don't fear something, but that's not, practical either. I found this thing where they asked a bunch of people, like, what do you fear? And there were, some things that make sense because of the society we live in. Like, the number one thing that people fear are mass shootings. And that's a
Yeah.
real sad thing that's our big fear now, or like public school, shootings, that kind of stuff.
It is kind of sad sometimes when you go into public and you, because of so many stories, you think, okay, where are the exits? Like, what is my plan if something were to happen?
And it's weird, like, especially after one happens, the next time you watch like a big event, I watch it like kind of almost holding your breath a little bit, like watching the Super Bowl. You're like, oh boy, I hope nothing happens. And it's horrible that we live in that kind of world. Some of the other things that really scare people are financial crisis happening again, because we had been, doing well for so long, then we took such a massive hit, and then we recovered a lot, and now people are saying that, oh, this isn't going to last long again, so who knows with that. Islamic extremists, these are all like rational fears and concerns, but the number 2 thing on this list was Donald Trump being elected next president. Actually made the list right above Islamic extremists in between shootings. Like, that's just insane. What bad press for him?
Or did like Marco Rubio or Ted Cruz put out this survey?
It's put out by both of them, actually. Yeah, there you go. You know what? Actually, one part of this was the things we're the least afraid of. And so maybe this will make you feel better, Becca.
Unless I'm afraid of them.
Then maybe it'll make you feel worse. We'll find out in 15 right here on The Wally Show how it goes. This is The Wally Show, and it's no secret to us that Becca has a couple little fears, and so much so that when I first met her, I had her list of like them all so that I would know what to avoid and not make her scared at all. That was my goal.
Is that how that went, though?
No, it actually just turned into like a hit list, like checking things off.
Yeah.
So yeah, we try to scare Becca from time to time, but like she has these fears of like mushrooms of all things. Like I don't understand that.
They're
one
slimy and they can sometimes be poisonous.
Yeah.
Why would I put that in my body?
That's true. So I'm curious if you share any of these fears, because that one seems irrational to me. The fear of filling up your car with gas seems irrational to me. So here are some other fears that people are least likely to be afraid of happening, okay? But I'm curious if you fall into any of these. That you'll work so much you won't have time for other things. That's a kind of a realistic fear.
Things that people don't fear?
Yeah, these are things people don't fear. They don't fear that that's going to happen.
But that happens to everybody.
I guess not. Only you, I guess. That you'll be... Wow, the people don't fear being assaulted. That's good.
But are you kidding me? Everybody's afraid of that.
No, not everybody.
Yes, everybody.
I'm not afraid of that.
You should be.
Yeah, she's going to assault me just to prove that she's right. No, so that was one. That machines and artificial intelligence will take over the world. Does that ever concern you?
Absolutely. Have you met Siri? She plays dumb, but she's gunning for us.
She's waiting to get you.
She's waiting.
You never trust a Siri. That a huge meteor will strike the Earth was number 2. Like, do you fear that?
Yeah, because you see stories of like rocks landing on Earth, and you're like, well, that could have hit me.
Maybe. I was amazed at how far apart stars are. Like, and so the odds of a collision happening, they get nervous when it gets within like 100,000 miles of us. They're like, oh, that was a close one, which I guess it can alter things. But like, I was amazed that when you look up into the stars, like I always wondered how spaceships could navigate through them because it looked like a minefield to me. But apparently there's a lot of space out there. I know that's dumb, but that's what I've always thought. And finally, the final thing that people do not fear that maybe Becca fears is that the Earth will be attacked by aliens.
Oh, you know what? I don't actually fear that.
You don't?
I really believe in my heart that they are good people. And I think that if they could just spend like 5 minutes with us,
they might not overtake our Earth and eat us.
They won't be hostile.
Yeah? Well,
Yeah.
I don't... See, and I don't even believe in aliens. Like, I don't even think that they exist. So, like, the thing of aliens taking over, doesn't even enter my mind.
I kind of agree with Becca. Like, I don't believe in aliens, but I don't know why we always assume that they're just going to come to kill us.
Well, why would they not, though? I mean, like, if they're going to, there's no way. Because if we were going to go, looking at places in the universe like we are, we would want to colonize them and own all the resources.
But we wouldn't destroy them.
Oh, of course we would. Yes, we would. If they stood in the way of like some like resort on Mars.
Have you not seen Avatar?
Yes, exactly. See, thank you for making this an intellectual conversation. I appreciate that.
Sometimes the news isn't good, but here's what you need to know. It's the Wally Show News.
And Becca's got the latest right now. What you got?
There's a shooting yesterday in Heston, Kansas at a lawn care equipment company. The gunman who worked at the company killed 3 people and wounded 14 others, including 10 that were critically wounded before police took him out. There's no clear motive yet. Police ruled out terrorism and declined to give many details beyond that, but they did say that something did trigger the attack in this individual.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That workplace violence stuff. It's crazy, and it's easy. We were talking about fears earlier, and this was actually on a list list of people's number one fears of this kind of thing happening. And it's sad that that's the world that we live in. But like, if you go back to the Bible, it says God has not given you a spirit of fear.
Yeah.
And I think we have to remind ourselves of that, because my daughter can get freaked out by things really easily, and watching things on the news. And I remember as a kid being scared of stuff. When you see it, it's like, oh my gosh. But you have to realize that that's not the world every day.
Right.
There's so much more goodness in the world, and these are the things that get brought up and they happen, and it's sad. But like, for me, I don't live in fear of that stuff, you know, because my salvation and all that's settled, and so life happens, it happens, and I'll roll with it however it goes.
Yeah, and I think it's good to be aware of these situations and to maybe know what you do, but not to live in that constant everyday fear, because we talk about terrorism. The purpose of terrorism is to invoke fear. And so when you live a life of fear, that means that the terrorists win.
Yeah, if you're not going to go outside of your house because you're scared of what happens, or you're not going to fly because you're afraid of dying. Like, I get on a plane. Every time I get on a plane, I resign myself that this could be the last time I fly, and I'm okay with it. I'm like, oh, all right, that's fine.
You didn't seem okay with it last time.
Turbulent. Well, it was very cold. I was more upset about how cold it was on the flight than I was dying. That bothers me. Or not getting my peanuts in a timely manner. When you get the drink, why do they give you the peanuts first? So I know this is a tangent, and I'm probably going to change the bed there. But like, why do they give you the peanuts and you eat those and you're like, and then you get the drink like 40 minutes later?
That's why you don't eat the peanuts until your drink arrives.
You can't not eat the peanuts when they're put in front of you.
It's called self-control.
Have none. So I have to eat them right then and there. Okay, on with real news.
On with real news. Mexico City has had some recent troubles with things like unruly residents, illegally parked cars, littering. So police decided that enough was enough and have come up with a new tactic to clamp down on those behaviors. They've been periscoping their interactions with people to try to shame them on social media.
Really?
Yeah, nothing else was working. So I thought, well, if we can embarrass them, maybe it'll stop it.
That's kind of weird. It's almost like their own version, their budget version of like shooting the TV show Cops, where they just like run it on Periscope. That's kind of funny.
Right. It's causing some issues though, because on Cops things are blurred out and names are bleeped out or whatever, and not the case on Periscope.
I was in a parking lot the other day, and I saw these people grab a bag of popcorn and a thing of soda and just take it out of their cart, drop it on the ground, and walk away.
What?
And I just stared them down like, what is wrong with you?
That is
Why would
bizarre.
anybody do that?
I have no idea. It's just, who does that?
Were they shooting a video? Like, was there anybody shooting a video? So it was weird.
No, they just didn't. I think they picked up a cart that had some garbage in it, and so they just like threw it on the ground and walked away.
Oh, I got you. Yeah,
So I agree in shaming people like that.
Yeah, public shaming is probably a good way to handle things.
Yes.
And finally, Arby's is featuring a special vegetarian menu on Monday in honor of Leap Day. But the thing is, it's just their regular menu minus the meat.
Oh,
I love it. That's
it's
funny.
bread?
Right? So the vegetarian roast beef sandwich is, just a bun.
That's awesome.
Isn't that fantastic?
Awesome. Arby's, we have the meat. Like, that is awesome. I absolutely
clever.
love that.
Yeah, they said that if it's successful, that they'll bring it back next year on February 29th.
Arby's, we have the meat.
Or not. Because why would anyone want something that doesn't have the meat? That's really funny. All right, there you go. That is your news for this hour. Thank you, Miss Becca. If you've ever started off doing something that was fun and then just had it not be fun and have it turn into the project that just won't end, then you will identify with Becca. Becca is so not enjoying our Project Runway Challenge that we set up to see who could sew a better garment to put on Betty Rock as our model.
Let's start here. The
Yes.
original challenge was skirt.
Yes.
And then you turned it into a dress.
Well, originally you could do whatever you wanted to do, and then we both said, skirts would be easier.
And you kept going, we should throw like some kind of weird challenge, like it has to blow in a fan and blah, blah. I'm like, look, this is my third project ever, and the first two didn't go great. Like, I need something simple. And you just overcomplicated it, and now I feel like I'm playing catch up.
I know, and honestly, like, I thought by doing the dress I was going to do, it was going to be simpler, but it turned out to be, like, if you go to a fabric store, you can get patterns that say, like, so easy or something like that.
They're not.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Mine doesn't say that. I thought mine would be easy. Mine has all these, like, crazy things that every step took me to, I had to watch another YouTube video to figure out. I'm on the finishing touch last night trying to finish it. It's like, you need a French seam. What is a French seam? So I watch another video for 40 minutes trying to figure that out. I mean, it's taken me hours. I will never, ever make anything else again.
But yours is turning out so great, and mine just feels like a disaster. And I know that Betty's going to love yours more just because of the style. Like, mine's more modern, and yours is more kind of retro in hers. But my frustration, like last night, I just hit this wall. I had been working on it forever. The chiffon that I'm using was sliding all over the place, would not stay in place.
Have you cried yet?
Yes.
Yes, I knew it.
Totally. Because I was sitting there and I'm sewing and I'm just putting all my anger into this seam that I'm doing, and I'm thinking, like, I've never been good at anything in my life, and this is just supposed to be my hobby that I could get better at and learn. And Wally's stepping in for the first time, and he's showing me up, and he's gonna rub it in my face.
I'm not. I have been so kind about this because the whole idea was to get you to sew something and push yourself a little bit. And I wanted to learn a skill that I haven't ever done.
But you're like, I wanted to learn too. Look how good I am at it.
Well, I can't help that. I'm a natural at everything I watch on YouTube. That's not my fault. Don't blame me.
Frustrating.
Don't hate the artist.
Maybe we shouldn't do these anymore.
No,
these
we're doing it
competitions
now.
Seem to be like building up a wall between you two.
I have not.
You're taking away the fun of it.
But I didn't. No.
Like.
I will be honest with you. She has taken the fun out of this for herself. I have been so kind. I haven't.
You've
not
had
trash
your wife
talked.
call her to trash talk.
No.
That's the levels you're
They
working
started
on.
talking,
It's
and
ridiculous.
they were going back and forth, and my wife said
when
something.
When did I get in it?
Betty got in the middle of it the other day when Marty texted me and Betty and was like, Wally's creation is so cute. If I were your size, I would totally wear it. And I texted back like, whatever, I'm over this.
Yeah, then it got ugly. But I honestly, I didn't put her up to that. I had nothing. She was just saying it was coming out good. So I think you've internalized this and put so much pressure on yourself that doesn't need to be there.
Does that surprise you, though? That's what I do.
Not really, but I really was hoping this would be fun for you. And it's turned out to not be.
It's not fun.
Let's talk styling for Betty Rock. I want to talk styling. We'll do that like in 15 minutes because this is important because we're going to put it up for vote. Betty's opinion actually doesn't matter in this. She's just the muse. That's got to be fun for you, huh? Being a muse?
Yeah, sure. I've never been that before.
I know, but now you are.
Me.
I know, yay! And so we'll talk about the way to style our looks here within 15. This is the Wally Show, and what started off as a friendly competition between Becca and myself to see who could create the best Project Runway look for Betty has turned into something almost crippling for Becca emotionally, and we didn't see that coming, to be honest with you. Like, she's internalizing this, and it's not been fun for her because she wants to win so badly, or wants to be good at something so badly.
Yeah, and I will admit that, I mean, I get that I'm taking this too personally. Like, I get that. But I just feel like I'm a failure as a person.
Well, it's not that. See, but you've taken the fun out of this for me because it was something that I kind of wanted to learn too. Because I watched Project Runway and I thought it would be fun for you and me to do this, and then to like talk about it. Like, I feel like I can't even talk about it. Like,
because you're one-upping me.
I'm not one-upping you. I'm just trying to share with you where I'm at in the process, or share with you. Oh, this was a thing I learned, and it's really hard. Like, who knew what a French seam was?
And I have never done a French seam.
I haven't either.
It's a seam that's condescending.
Yes, it does. And so, like, so I wanted to share this.
I just feel like you came into my hobby and one-upped me, and now I'm ruined forever.
Well, I understand because you wanted to learn how to sew.
That makes sense.
But I love Project Runway. I've always wanted to figure one of these things out.
He did that with me. Like, you wanted to get into photography, and that was going to be your thing for a day, and like you were like, and then you were mad that that you didn't feel like you were the best yet, or like why? I don't know. Like, it felt like you were trying to take over my hobby.
Oh no, I just thought it was like, I've always, see, that's the thing. Like, I don't know how that perception. I took photography in college and stuff, and I've always liked the process of like taking a good photo, but I don't like all the stuff, like all the math and the stuff that you figure out. I don't want none of that.
Like, you didn't want to do any of the learning or the researching and like honing your craft.
Exactly.
But you were frustrated that your pictures don't always turn out great.
Right. Yeah. And so that's so I gave that up.
So he's going to give this up next week.
Oh, I can't wait.
You can have it back. I will never make anything again because it's the most frustrating, long process. I was asking my wife, like, why would anyone make anything when you can buy it for cheaper? And she's like, but no one everyone will have it. Like, if you make it, it's your own. I'm like,
And
okay.
I wanted to get into it because I can never find shirts that are long enough. So I kind of wanted to be able to do things for myself that I couldn't buy.
Well, and you still can, and
No,
you're going to
I
be
can't.
great.
It's
Okay,
over
so
forever.
we got to talk about styling, okay, because we're going to post the pictures on Monday when Becca finishes. And so we're going to have...
That was a dig.
I
That
know,
was a
because you
dig.
finished yours early.
I
You
can't
said
help
that with a smirk.
I can't help that.
And then you wonder why she takes it personal.
That was funny. All right, so we're gonna have Betty take photos in the garments. What styling does she need for hers for yours? There,
I just
Becca?
need you to wear like a plain white shirt. Do you have one?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. That's all you need. You can accessorize however you want. My look is more modern, I guess. So it might not be your style,
but
and
you'll
it might
be able
not
to rock it.
fit because I messed something up. But we'll figure it out.
Okay.
Does she need to provide her own shoes?
Oh, that
Yeah,
is
you
a
have to wear
good
shoes.
question. Yes, I would say maybe go with sandals. Do you have sandals you could bring in?
Yes.
Okay, any kind.
Okay.
Yeah, any color.
Okay.
Should be fine.
Now mine is kind of a retro-y look, a hipster bohemian look. So you'll need is like some like leggings, like brown leggings, and if you have cowboy boots, that would work. Or if you have like the combat type boot. Like just the stylish boot, the round-toed boot.
Okay.
The high-top boot like that. If you have something like that, that'll work. And a scarf wouldn't be bad either. I think a scarf would set it off. Like.
So I have to really bring a lot to make yours look good.
No, I just want it to be fabulous.
We've been bringing a lot to make you look good. I'm just saying.
Hey.
So we will post the photos. Do you guys want to do the photos online blind though, so that no one knows which look is whose? I think that would probably be.
But they already know yours is a dress and hers is a skirt.
Yeah, but not everybody that's going to vote is going to know that by next week, and stuff. So if we post them, I think it would be best to do it blind. Zach, what do you think?
Sure.
Zach doesn't care.
Zach's like, please get me out of this conversation. I literally want nothing to do
Well,
with
you're
it.
already disqualified because the contest was design a skirt, and you didn't do that.
Well,
so,
no, we said
so
we
it's
could do
already
whatever.
over.
No, so I don't even care if I win. Yes, I do. So we'll post those on Monday for you to vote on and tell us which designer is in and which designer is out. This is the Wally Show, and Facebook has rolled out something new that is, I think, really beneficial and a good idea. Because, like, when somebody would post something sad about, like, a loved one dying or something, your only choice was to hit the like button to show that you somehow support this and you're thinking of them and you care. But it feels weird liking things like that.
Right. So Facebook came out with new reactions so you can better empathize with people. And so now instead of just liking something, you can love it, or you can haha it, or wow it, or say that you're sad or that you're angry, and they all have corresponding like emojis with them too.
Yeah, like the sad one is a good one. Like I think that covers that situation where someone is sharing their sad news with you, but it does feel weird, just like frowny face, like when someone's passed away.
Yeah.
Frowny face. It feels a little weird, but it's better than the thumbs up.
Right, because once again you want to support them, so it's nice that you have some options now.
So we thought of some other ones that maybe that Facebook could consider in the future to even expand on this a little bit more. What do you got, Becca?
One of mine that I personally could use is I don't really care what you're posting about, but I want you to like me, so I want you to remember me. So
Yeah.
just like to like something, so people think that I think they're cool or
Yeah,
whatever.
you're right.
It's my way of getting in the in crowd.
Okay.
I thought another good one would be the mom like, because everyone has that person in their life that likes every single post that you have.
Right.
And so I think it'd be good for moms or
yes.
aunts or
Yes.
older women maybe that they could just
agree.
do a mom like that was like, I didn't even look at this, but I'm just gonna like
They'd
it.
probably get confused with the mom like and just hit the normal
That's
like,
true.
and then
That's
it's like,
very true.
then they'll do both, and then it's just
Oh,
double
yeah, it's a
whammy.
mess.
But
Yeah.
if you have a mom like, then other people know it's a mom like, and then they can go, okay, that's just I don't have to worry about that. That's just a quick like.
Right, totally.
Because it's just a throwaway like. Because your mom likes everything you do. What do you got, Zach?
I think they definitely need an eye roll emoji on there.
Oh, that's a great
totally.
one.
You took
It's like,
mine.
No, he did
Yeah.
not. Was that yours too?
Yes.
I'm rolling my eyes right now at that. Come on. Whatever.
That's a really good one.
Yeah. I don't know what the face would be, but they need like a TMI face.
Oh, yeah, tell me
that
more
was
info.
over. No. Too much info.
Oh, I always thought that was tell me more.
That's
where you share
watching The Office, yes.
More, yes.
they'll never add this, but I know a lot of people that would actually like a praying emoji.
Oh, yeah.
Because a lot of times
good.
when we share, someone just passed away or someone has cancer, like a praying emoji would be nice.
That is a good one.
And then the last one would be something to represent you're one post away from getting hidden from my feed.
Oh, that's great.
like a warning, like
Yeah.
strike one, or strike two.
Yeah, you're on dangerous ground. Oh, that is good. Did you have another one other than the eye roll, Rock? Because that's good.
I do. I think the emoji should be a bright red exclamation mark, and it means I need attention right now. Because those people that put up statuses like, well, this was a bad day because I just don't know.
Yeah.
And it's like, you want attention. I'm not going to ask you what, either you
Right.
share it or you don't.
Right.
But don't come here for attention.
Yeah, the hanger that wants you to ask what's going on. And if you could just give them the exclamation point and be out, that's a great idea. I love that one. Mine is an icon of someone like slipping and falling because they're careless, and it just means I could care less. Like, I don't care what you're posting. Here you go. Slip and fall. Don't care one iota about what you've just posted.
You would just go through your Facebook feed clicking that on everything.
Yeah, that's what I would do for all of it.
They say it's smart not to talk about religion or politics.
He's the logic vacuum.
Well, we've never been that smart. It's the Wally Show News.
And Becca's going to get you caught up on the exciting stuff like the debate, huh?
Yeah, another Republican debate last night, and there were some pretty fantastic moments during it, so we're going to highlight a few. First, remember a couple debates ago when Donald Trump called out Marco Rubio for repeating himself?
Yep.
Well, this time the tables were turned.
The nice part about you'll have many different plans. You'll have competition. You'll have so many different plans.
But now he's repeating himself.
No, I'm not repeating. No.
That's thinking quick on his feet when he says so many plans for Rubio to bust him like that.
And you missed it, but at the end of that clip, Trump goes, I'm not repeating myself. I'm not repeating myself. Which is fantastic.
I have this one person that emails me every time we make any kind of a joke about Trump, just so mad and indignant about this. But even if you love Trump, you have to appreciate the irony of that, and that's very funny.
Right, exactly. And things continued to heat up from there. Trump, Cruz, and Rubio got into it at one point that the moderator couldn't even regain control.
You're losing
people
so
are actually
badly.
watching this.
You don't know what's happening.
Gentlemen.
Wolf, I'm going to ask that my
time
not be deducted
this.
when
Time
he's
is up,
yelling.
Wolf. Take control.
Okay, now.
The latest debate,
Hold on, I'm going to get my answer.
It's like
goodness.
preschool. Like, I can't even listen to that. That gets me so frustrated because I can't hear, and I'm like, I turn it off.
And it got so heated up that Ben Carson felt a little desperate for a chance to respond, so he went about it a weird way.
I get a response to that.
You will have a response, but I promised Governor Kasich he could respond. Can somebody attack me, please?
Okay, here.
See, that makes me like Carson. It's crazy how one thing can turn the tide. I like Carson now. That's really funny. Can somebody attack me, please? I'm over here.
It's a new please clap.
Yeah. Oh, that was delightful.
There's a scary situation in Michigan recently when a family's power was turned off, and it was an issue because one of the children in the family was actually on a ventilator.
Oh, no.
So emergency crews came and took the child to the hospital, and it turns out the family was over $1,000 behind on their power bill. Well, one of the firefighters that came to the scene was so touched by the family story that he paid off the bill all by himself.
No way.
Yeah. He tried to do it anonymously, but his boss found out. But the cool part is you'd think, okay, well, maybe he had money saved up. He actually just recently got his job back after being laid off for a few years.
Wow.
Yeah.
How much was the power bill?
It was over $1,000. It was like $1,023.
Oh my goodness. So here you got a guy that doesn't make a lot of money as a fireman in the first place, gets laid off, probably hasn't recovered from that, and then sees a need and is moved by it and does something like that. That is absolutely amazing.
Is he single?
Yes, we'll
He's
find
35.
out.
Good age range.
Oh, we should do some digging. We will do some digging. See, I love that kind of story, because we have the other stories that we're talking about today about the shooting in that workplace, and it's like that's sad and horrific. But then it's always good to remind yourselves or be reminded of the fact that there's so much good in the world, and love does win. It just doesn't always feel like it. So there you go. That's a great way to end that news. Thank you, Miss Becca. This is the Wally Show, and, music is a real powerful force in our lives. It can, lift us up, and it can bring us out of some dark places. And that's why I love the fact that we get to play so much music that has the truth of God just woven all through it, which is great. And Casting Crowns has a song that I think is really resonating with people called Just Be Held. And we do a segment called Group Therapy. So what we want to do is, talk about this song here. Let me play a little bit of it for you in case this is your jam.
So when you're on your knees and answers seem so far away, you're not alone. Stop holding on and just be held.
I mean, it taps into something I think a lot of us feel, at times alone and like hopeless. And it's a reminder that God's there through those times as well. And he has this, but we have to understand that. And so the way group therapy works is you share with us the story of your life and how this song meant something to you, how it somehow mattered, how you saw something differently, or it helped you work through a difficult time. Because what I love is the fact that everybody's story is a little bit different, but the song is the common thread. And a lot of times, too, I don't know if you know this or not, we'll actually take clips of these and send them to the artists like Casting Crowns, because for them, that's encouraging to see how their music is touching real people and making a difference in people just like you and their lives. And that encourages them to keep doing what they do as well, which is kind of a cool thing. So if you have a story, 877-91-WALLY is the number. That's 877-91-WALLY. And I'd love to hear how the song Just Be Held by Casting Crowns meant something in your life. So, Scott, what is that for you?
I listen all the time. Past 3 years, you're the only station I listen to. Y'all's station helped me through a big downturn in my life. I lost a daughter in a car wreck back in 2013. She was 20 years old after that. I thought, you know what? I need just some uplifting radio. I've never changed the station. My wife also. Took her about 6 months after I did, and she's like, what is that you're listening to? So it's been awesome.
So what is it about the Casting Crowns song Just Be Held that helps you get through the tough things in life, especially something like losing your daughter?
That one line, things aren't falling apart, they're falling into place. And it just hits me in the back of the head like a 2x4 every time I hear it.
So Becca, what is it about that song that got you through something difficult?
So last fall, I was feeling like my faith was struggling, and so I prayed that God would give me more faith. Like a week after that, the doctor found a mass in my ovary.
Oh, no.
So it was a real scary time. It ended up being cancer. I'm a mom. I have kids. And that song, it just reminded me, your world's not falling apart. It's falling into place. Like, this was my time to just let go and let God. And that song reminded me of that and gave me so much peace through it. And thank God I'm fine now, and my faith is stronger than ever, and I really want to share that with people.
I love that line from Evan Almighty where, the God character is talking to Evan's wife, and he's like, if you want patience, do you pray to God for patience, and does he give you patience? No, he gives you the opportunity to be patient. And that's kind of the same thing with growing your faith. He'll give you the opportunity through something to have your faith tested and grow.
And I'm so thankful for having gone through that.
And that's something that people would have a hard time hearing, but when you truly go through something with God, you can say that on the other side.
Oh, yeah, we were buddies. We were, in it together. It was amazing.
Cindy, what is your story surrounding this song?
Well, Wally, my mother passed away unexpectedly from pancreatic cancer, and once we found out she was sick, within a month and a half, she had died.
Oh, no.
She was my best friend. But I was still trying to get over that, and my son killed his father in a DUI accident.
What?
And then he ended up going to prison, and that happened 4 months later. And during this whole time, I was in a really bad relationship that I had to walk away from because he had been cheating on me, and I couldn't stand it. I just had to walk away, and you thought that when my mother passed away, it would push me back towards the Lord because I kind of wandered away, but it didn't. And it kind of took all those events happening to finally put me down, and I didn't know what to do. And I heard that song one day, and it said, your world's not falling apart, which is exactly how mine felt. And anyway, today I listened to that song because I know it's only through the grace of God that I'm here today and that he saved me, and I don't understand why all this stuff happened, but I do know that there's a plan, and I just listen to that song every day, and it keeps me moving forward.
Yeah, because it is weird how when there's the chaos in our lives, there can be peace in the midst of that, and that peace is God.
I'm not glad any of that stuff happened, but I'm really glad where I ended up on the other side of it.
So, Teresa, what is that song, Just Be Held by Casting Crowns, meant to you?
The lyrics to that song have been on my refrigerator for months now because at the end of November, I found out that my bosses were moving. And so my job was ending.
Oh, wow.
And I was really, really nervous about finding a new job. And the line about your world's not falling apart, it's falling into place, I just held on to that with every ounce of my being because I just had to believe that that was going to be true. And I since have found a new job that I love.
Oh, good.
And the people are great, and I'm just having the best time. So the words are still on my refrigerator so that I remember to just be held when you think that all is lost.
I love that line, too, because there's so many times in life when we do think that, man, our world is crashing down, but somehow in God's bigger picture of things, he's like, no, it's not crashing down. You're going to be fine. It's just going in a direction where maybe you wouldn't have wanted it to go, but I know this is better for you, and things are going to work out so much better if you just trust me.
And that's exactly what I did, and it really, really helped me. That song really helped me a lot.
These are the least important stories out of Hollywood, but nonetheless entertaining. It's the least of these.
And Betty Rock is going to break it down. What you got?
If you're a huge fan of Full House, well, today is your day because Fuller House premieres today on Netflix.
Yay! I'm totally going to go home and watch it.
My daughter is 17. She watches Full House every night on like Nick at Night and absolutely loves it. I can't stand it anymore. Like, I liked it as a kid, but as I watch it now, the Joey character, cut it out.
That's so good.
I want to slug him every
Classic.
time. And like, hey, let's work in an impression, you know? And maybe if he starts doing Bernie Sanders, I'll watch it.
Oh, my goodness. Well, here's a little bit of what's in store for you.
Fuller House premieres on Netflix. That's right, the show that never really made you laugh or think or really do anything but fill your time on evenings when you were too young, dumb, or lazy to get off the couch is back and lamer than ever. Join all your favorites as they desperately attempt to recapture magic that never actually existed by stumbling their way through lazily written scenarios to teach you the same life lessons you can learn from a KinderCare bulletin board. And as for the Olsen twins, who knows? Maybe they'll stop by. Probably not, since they actually have careers. Fuller House. It's back.
Yeah,
because we don't know why.
Yeah, because the twins, the Olsen twins, boycotted. They decided they were not going to be on the show.
Because they have careers.
Yeah, they have lives.
They're better
I guess.
off.
But everybody else, even the Gibbler is back.
I'm excited about this.
Kimmy Gibbler.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a show that was enjoyable when I was a kid, and I think that people my age will really enjoy it if they watched it when they're young.
And it's not the worst thing in the world. Honestly, I think it's kind of cheesy or whatever, but it's not the worst thing in the world having things with values on TV. I think it's a good thing.
And I kind of want this concept to succeed of resurrecting old TV shows so that maybe we can get another run of Knight Rider or Airwolf.
Oh,
then I will be a happy man.
Airwolf would be amazing.
Well, speaking of Fuller House, Carly Rae Jepsen, she re-recorded the theme song.
Oh, that was not necessary. Huh.
Predictability, the milkman, the paperboy, the evening TV. How did I get delivered here?
Yeah, they're making a hipster version, you know, trying to update the show. I totally get that. I would have gone with Danny Goki, though.
Yes.
Do you remember when we had Danny Goki in and we did Danny Goki karaoke and we had him sing the Full House theme song and he killed it.
My light is waiting to carry you home everywhere you
Yeah.
I took you to church on that one.
That's the theme song.
I think he killed it.
Yeah, he killed that. In a good way,
In
he
a
killed
bad
it.
way.
No, he killed that in a good way, Rock. What's wrong with you?
Oh, my goodness. Speaking of great people that are doing some good music, Kelly Clarkson made her return to American Idol last night for its final season. And during her performance, she really got choked up.
Piece by piece, you restore my faith. Sorry. That a man can be kind and a father and a father should be great.
Sorry.
Bless her.
She's crying through
But
it.
keep in mind, she is pregnant. I'm not sure how far along she is. So I've heard that when you're expecting a baby, that makes you extra emotional.
Everything makes you cry.
But she wasn't the only one. I had so many friends last night sharing this video and saying, "Oh, I even teared up
Really?
during this performance."
I've been watching the final season of American Idol. I don't really know why, but I actually have been drawn to it. I didn't see this segment, so I'll have to go back and watch it. 'Cause I think, I will probably, because I love bringing people back and seeing where their careers have gone, and it all started there. And so she won American Idol season 1, and then you look at her career, and then you go, what happened to Justin Guarini? Remember, it was Kelly and Justin.
Kelly did the movie. They did
The
a
movie, I
because
know.
the movie was so bad. He wanted to not be in the public eye.
When that movie was in our theater in my hometown, when you'd call the theater and the guy did the recording of what was showing, he'd go, "And from Kelly to Justin, ha ha," on the recording.
This is the Wally Show, and in life there are times where you go, man, my life is just kind of a mess right now, and you hope that season is short, but sometimes you need a little help to walk through something, and so we started this thing called Hot Mess, and we're actually kicking it off here in the next little bit. But what we want to do is we've partnered up with Rock House Center that does biblical counseling, and so we wanted to talk with you about your life and some of your mess if you wanted to talk to somebody that does this for a living and can give you some insight. And so we'll do that in the podcast. We'll do some of it on the show. And then if you chose to, you could go deeper and follow through and do even more therapy. But sometimes just even that first step of talking with somebody helps.
Because we're not supposed to figure these big life things out alone. And getting help from a professional is I think, a really good thing and a stigma that doesn't need to exist, even though it does a lot of times.
It does. And that's what I like about this, because a lot of times therapy can seem holistic and just kind of weird, and you can be the better you, but this is all based in what the Bible says about you and who God is and how to change certain things in your life biblically. And I think that's what's important, because that's the basis of these things. You can behavior modify all day long, but it doesn't create lasting change. It's till you get to the core of, why am I doing this? Why am I seeking this out? That then when you address that, then you can actually change the behavior, and it will take. And so that's kind of what we're working through. We have a form up at allwally.com. You can let us know a little bit about your thing, and then let us know if you'd like to talk with us as part of the show and be part of the show, because there's something cool about sharing your story. It's good for you. It gets it off your chest, and it gets it out in the open for you. But then also it has the benefit of helping other people that are dealing with the same thing, that maybe haven't had the courage to step out and say, here's my mess. And so that's what we're going to do, and you can check it out right now under our Hot Mess section there at allwally.com. This is the Wally Show, and women get concerned about guys' midlife crises, and I've never understood that till recently, because I think I'm headed into one. I honestly do.
You know what started this?
What?
Was your skinny jeans obsession.
Maybe. But I'll tell you, I love them. I absolutely love them. Yeah, it's weird. I think you get to a point, because I'm getting older now. I'll be 48 this year. And you get to this point where you're like, well, I've accomplished a bunch of stuff. I'm probably not going to accomplish that much more, in my life. My life is pretty much set on the trajectory where it's going. So, okay, that's fine. And there's this restlessness, I guess, I guess that's the best way I could describe it. And for me, my daughter is growing up, so we're going to be empty nesters soon. And it's all right, well, what do I want to do now? And so I think I need a hobby or something. But I don't know what it is. My buddy has race cars, and I can't afford that, which I would absolutely love that. What do you mean, no? Have you seen the suits? I look fabulous in the race suit.
You can do Matchbox cars.
Not as cool. It's budget friendly, but not as cool.
No, more your size.
Get really cool match. Yeah,
that was good.
That's not helping. No, you need friends when you're having a midlife crisis.
You're doing a lot of sewing right now.
I know. I don't think that's going to be it. I haven't enjoyed that. I haven't enjoyed it as much as I thought I would. I thought I would take to that.
Supermodel. You love fashion?
That is one thing I've thought of, and people have said you would be great at that.
A hand model?
No one's ever said that, but still, I think I could be great at that. So I don't know what to do. Like I just I'm actually on a serious note, it kind of concerns me because like that restlessness or feeling like unsettled is not a healthy feeling at all. Because then you like spend money on dumb things that you don't need to be spending money.
I mean, that
on.
can be a healthy feeling though if it unsettles you into something new and productive.
But if it forces you to try to be a supermodel when you're obviously not facially equipped for it, then that's a waste of time and money.
Maybe you should watch every Alaskan show possible and learn whatever it is you can.
Funny you mentioned that. I actually have thought about wanting to move to Alaska and like
Do it!
living. No.
Oh wait, I just realized what that means.
I mean, I'll miss you.
Yeah, exactly.
Or whatever.
We can Skype you in every day.
Yeah. Thanks, Rock, so much.
I was just thinking if I wanted to go, I had a free place to stay, but never mind. Now
Yeah.
I get what the implications are.
I wouldn't have a job anymore.
Right.
You guys would probably be fine. They just call it a hybrid of y'all's names or something. But I actually have thought about that. Like, and I'm thinking of dumb things. Like, I'm thinking of things that make no sense to go do.
It's so funny to me that you're planning your midlife crisis.
I know.
I don't know if you can plan a midlife crisis.
I think that's the best way to handle it because the one that sneaks up on you is probably the one that's going to be the most dangerous. So I think if I plan it and I go, hey, honey, guess what? I'm having a midlife crisis. This is what I'm doing. And maybe that's better than just like showing up with a vet and a tattoo and like a chest full of chains.
I know what you need to do. You need to learn to live a healthier life. That means no sugar. You're getting older. Your body needs this change.
Yeah.
Again, Rock, you're in the zone with me. We're the same person. A, I wanted to move to Alaska. B, I thought, you know what? I could be that guy that turns a new corner and at 50 decides to get ripped and look good.
Wait, what?
I know.
That's
and then
impossible.
That's what I thought. But then I thought, I don't want to do that. Like, I'd rather do something more self-destructive, I think, is in mind. So, I don't know. So, I'm curious for you, like, if you've had your husband go through a midlife crisis, what was, like, the craziest thing or the weirdest thing that he did that you're like, I don't even understand what's going on in his mind? Maybe I can explain it to you, though, because like, probably have that same mindset. So, 877-91-WALLY is the number. If you got one, I would love to hear about it. It might even give me a good idea for my midlife crisis. So, thank you. This is the Wally Show, and we're talking about midlife crises that guys go through. And I think I'm kind of there. If I'm 48, I'm going to be 48. I'm starting to feel a little unsettled, and I'm looking for that thing that maybe I want to be the next thing I do for a while. So, Karen, did your husband have a midlife crisis?
He did, I think. And last year he turned 50, and we decided we wanted to volunteer together at a children's home, and ended up seeing a great need in our community for foster parents. And now we're foster parents, and we have, we're empty nesters, and now we have a 2-year-old and a 7-year-old living in our home. And it's hard. It's probably the hardest thing we've ever done, but it's also probably the best thing we've ever done, and it's brought joy and purpose back into our life.
Was it his idea first to do this, or did you say, hey, let's be foster parents?
You know what? It was my idea 15 years ago when we had smaller kids, and I really felt convicted a long time ago and then kind of forgot about it and gave up on it because he didn't want anything to do with it.
Yeah, now you're at the point where you're like, hey, I'd like to travel now. What? We're getting a 2 and a 7-year-old?
Exactly. So, it was his idea this time, which was surprising.
What's interesting about that is I've actually had that exact same thought. Like, I didn't want to be a parent again after Haley. Haley was great, and she's been a great kid. But then there's part of me that goes, once she's gone and she's, living her life, it's not like I have this need to be a dad for myself, but like there's part of me that goes, I have something to give, and I'd love to give some kids a chance that maybe don't have a chance and bring a little goodness into their lives by doing the foster parent thing.
Plus, once Haley moves out, you'll have no one to sing Broadway with.
That's true. The kid would have to love show tunes. Can you request that?
I guess you can.
This is the Wally Show, and man, like a midlife crisis for a guy, a lot of women make fun of him, but I think it stems from being restless or not feeling like you fulfilled everything, or you didn't get to do what you wanted to do, or you've got to grow up finally. I think that's where it comes from for us guys. So, Emily, has your dad gone through a midlife crisis?
He has. It was really funny. My dad, when he went through his, he was like at church every time the doors opened, and just a really godly man, and still is. But at the time, he went out and got his ear pierced. He bought a brand brand new Monte Carlo and started shopping at American Eagle. So it was very humorous time.
Short of the Monte Carlo, I think I'm ahead of him.
I was going to say 2 out of 3.
I know. I already got the earrings, and I've rocked some American Eagle, but they cut those shirts so skinny. It's ridiculous. They need a dad bod section at American Eagle.
Don't think that's the point.
Yeah. This is the Wally Show, and we're talking about the dreaded, midlife crisis for guys, because I think I'm kind of heading into one, and I'm hoping I'm smart enough to realize it so I can maybe not do something dumb like waste money on a Harley Davidson that I would look too tiny on. Vicky, did your husband ever have a midlife crisis?
Yeah, he decided just out of the blue, which was so totally out of character for him, that he's just going to go get a pickup truck before he retires.
That makes sense. He's wanted one his whole life. Trust me. There are things that, if you're a guy, you get to a point where you've spent so much money on everyone else in your family and you've done things for the family and there's things you've always wanted. And so you get to a certain point where you're like, I'm getting it. I don't care. I'm just getting it.
That's exactly how he said it, too. And so then it didn't stop there. He decides to get a boat.
Well, of course, if you got a truck, you need a boat to pull it. You haven't thought this through as much as we have.
So then he gets the boat. So then after that, he gets ready to retire. And, well, we need to get a bigger home because we may be taking on my dad.
And where are we going to put the boat in the truck? This is the Wally Show, and normally we would wrap the postcast up pretty quickly and expeditiously and be done with it. But there's so many more things that I want. I don't even want to talk about a lot of things.
We found more stories that Becca missed.
Yeah, I would actually just rather use this time to learn more about Becca.
I have to go to the bathroom. I was hoping for a quick postcast.
You know what? That's not our fault because your husband goes to Sonic and gets you a drink without offering us anything.
I know.
He surprised me today. I didn't know he was coming, and he texted me. He's like, I'm out front. He's the sweetest guy.
He surprised me, too, with his lack of concern for the rest of us that are probably over here dying of thirst right now.
I'd like to share my life story.
Please, Betty Rock. No, you can't. This is really good. You're going to love this part. Start from the time you were 6 months old.
Oh, okay. I got to think.
No, you're thinking takes
Take
me
your
so
time.
long.
Yeah.
No pressure.
Not at all.
It would... No.
Oh, that's right. You were at a waterfall. I know it's childish, but it is funny.
I don't know why I'm not just going. I'm an adult.
No, you're not.
I always have to please you.
But that's true. If you leave, he will be very displeased.
That's true, and you don't want that.
Did you guys ever sing River of Life in youth group?
Oh, I love that song.
Could you lead it?
Yeah.
Or splashing in my... I don't...
Take me down to the river. Don't go chasing waterfalls. See how many of those we could do.
Do you need a sip of your drink?
Washed by the water.
What do you think it means that Joey didn't get you hash browns? It's like he ordered you a combo meal and then didn't give you the hash browns.
He ate the hash browns.
He thinks I'm fat.
No, he ate the hash browns.
Oh, my goodness, guys.
He shortchanged you is what he did. That's not love.
I don't know. I can't talk.
All right, we're going to let Becca go take care of business in 10 minutes when we finish the
we're not done.
postcast.
Bye, Becca.
Okay, well, I guess she's out. We could wait for her. But I don't feel like doing that either.
No, let's do that. That would be funny.
Well, no, I don't want to wait that long.
Oh,
I want to go. All right, that's going to do it for the podcast today.